Well, hello, gentlemen.
What's up? What's up?
You guys are the most pirate-looking people we've seen so far today.
Oh, thank you.
We
There's
work
a couple more of us. Around.
Yes, I see that. Well, what can you tell us about your characters on the show? Since no one's been able to watch it yet, you guys fill us in a little bit.
Oh, well, I play a historically accurate, or a historical figure named Charles Vane. And, he was a pirate captain that operated in this day and age, a real man who lived and died this life. And there's a lot about him written that you can actually find. You can go online and find a lot about the chronology of what he did. But one of the things you can't find is how he felt about it, why he did them, who he loved, who he hated, any of that kind of stuff. And it was fun to kind of get a chance to create that. And if I had to say, sum Charles Vane up in a couple of words, it'd probably be like money, power, respect.
Great. Seagoing gangster, basically.
Yeah, I think so.
Sociopathic. I play the quartermaster of the pirate ship Walrus, Mr. Gates, and it's a great part to it's a great show to be part of, but it's also a great character to have been offered to me at this time of my career, if you like. Is one of the few characters that gets to be angry, ironic, persuasive, funny, political. He gets to play out so many different facets, and it's quite an interesting part because he's kind of like the audience's inner view of the workings of the relationships between the different groups and how that's all balanced out. And he's the nexus of power on the ship between the crew and the captain. And the captain, historically, there was a very democratic system. The quartermaster and the boatswain were voted in by the crew, and so was the captain. And so he's got to kind of keep those guys balanced and happy and focused, while also his relationship with Flint is that they're very old friends. He's very loyal to him, and he knows that Flint is the best captain he's ever seen. He's a really good seaman, and he respects him for that. And so it's a great part. It's got so many different facets and levels to it. It's just a gem to put.
With the show, having some basis in Treasure Island, obviously as a source material, and obviously it sounds like you guys know a little bit about the time period. How much of a part of developing your characters was researching the period, and how much of it was you, bringing your actor sensibilities to the character?
I think it was kind of. I don't know if I put a percentage on it, but maybe it's 50-50 in the way that kind of as I was saying earlier, you get to find so much about Charles Vane out there. There's so much about what he did, but there's no specifics. And also the only you gotta remember that pirates. The reason for the violence was so that people would just give up and give you their stuff, right? Because if you have to fight for it, people are going to die, your friend's going to lose an arm, But if they just give up, so a lot of the accounts are also tall tales to get people to just give up. So for me, it was kind of sifting through all that and then going, all right, well, if we know the chronology, what can we now build on that end, and how can we make this a full person? Because a list of ships that were taken and how much money was taken off of them and who was killed does not a man make. And,
right.
And so kind of taking that and then making a full person out of it has been a great challenge. One of the first times I've ever got that opportunity as an actor, and you'll have to tell me how I did next year.
Sounds good.
Mark, with your character, you were, this is a world where, the mortality rate is huge. People are dying in their 20s and 30s. Your character has seen a lot and been around. What do you attribute his survival in this world that the mortality rate is so high to?
This character is a canny character. That's why he's respected by the crew. It's stated, he's been at sea 50 years. Which was an enormous amount of time in that period. And very early on, when I was talking to John about the character, we were sitting down and he said, okay, you tell me what you know about this. You tell me what you think. And I said, look, I've served in the military myself, and so I can tell you we have a saying in the British Army, which is it's the officers that give the orders, but it's the sergeant's mess that carries them out. And if you can't manage men and get them to respect you and follow you into the jaws of death, you're not doing your job. It's the non-commissioned officers that will get the men together to commit, to go and risk their lives to fulfill the mission. And so he went, that's enough. So that's what this relationship, I pulled that out of my own life, if you like, and put that into the character. But it's so well written. The dialogue is so well written. The characters are so well drawn. You just have to bring a little bit of yourself out and flesh out, and put the flesh on the bones. But I think that was probably, that part of it I really liked, was that this is a man at sea who knows this is a young man's game. And so what he physically can't do anymore, which he's done before, he makes up with cunning and charm, as you can see.
Definitely the most charming pirate.
Following up on that, is this going to be a show like The Walking Dead, where every time you guys get a script, you have to flip through and see if your character gets killed off? Is it a high character mortality rate too, or is it a little more stable?
No, I mean, I think what's great about playing characters and being an actor on television is that you're usually not much more than one episode ahead of what you're doing as far as what you've read. So just like in real life, like, you know, we're all sitting here and we're alive right now and we're healthy, and, you know, but we don't know what's going to happen when we leave here. The same is true in the characters we play, and I think that just aids itself to the reality of the fact that none of these characters knew whether they were going to live or die or how long, and because this world was what it was. So, I mean, yes, people die in the show. You know, it's a tough world, but I mean, for me, for instance, I've kind of, in the same way in life, I mean, I wear skulls and stuff a little bit. I'm into that, and like, I sometimes think the best way, you know, there's kind of like, I mean, a thing that goes with it. You know, it's like the best way, you know, to stay alive is to embrace death, and I think, you know, that's maybe kind of how I've dealt with it. So, yeah.
I think we also, you said it about the first read-through, which is absolutely true. When we did the first read-through of this in Cape Town, I think we all went outside and went, this is literally...
We're on this show! We're on this!
And I think every script read-through that we did, we were like going, what happens next?
Right.
I literally would come out and go, we'd stand outside and go, oh my God. And just to put the button on that, a lot of shows you watch sometimes and they start big, like if you've seen some of the trailer, if you've seen the first episode, and then they kind of just peter off and they go away. This show starts as big as the first one and gets bigger. It gets more complex, it gets more passionate, it gets more entwined. Relationships become more political and more, it's richer. And so we start big, we get bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I just had the pleasure of getting to watch. I'd seen, you know, one at Comic-Con in San Diego, and I just got the chance to watch 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 back to back. I mean, basically, I like cornered John and told him I was going to kill him. But I didn't. And to be honest, like, it was, I was like so in love with one, and I think it was by the time I got to like 4 or 5 or 6 or something, I was like, oh my God, like, one's kind of like shit compared to this. Like, you know, and then you're like watching the next one, you're like, that was, because this was, you know, and because it's almost like, it's like being at a candy store, and like you're like, oh, I love that candy. Oh, I know it. I love that candy. Like, you know, and you're like, no, that one's better. I want Reese's Pieces, you know, and whatever it is. It's kind of one of those, and you know, I'm just happy.
Reese's Pieces.
I love those things. They're just evil, though.
This is what pirates do at a downtime.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys.